Hey everybody, how y'all doing? This is Carla Next with today's inspiration, and as always, I'm here to encourage you and to remind you that you can live every day on purpose. I want to talk a minute about fear. Now, we know that fear is not given to us by God. God does not, in fact, the scripture tells us that God does not give us the spirit of fear, but He gives us a sound mind. Fear, and if it doesn't come from God, there's only one place it could come from, which is our enemy, the devil. I'm thinking about fear right now because there's a situation right now where there are two dogs, two puppies in our yard. We don't know where they came from. We don't know who they're for, but they're puppies. Still, they're dogs. And they immediately brought me back to the age of 7 years old. And that's when I was attacked by a dog. Now, granted, I was 7 years old. I was a little girl. I was riding my bicycle. In fact, I had just learned how to ride my two-wheeler. I had just learned how to ride the bike without the training wheels. So I was excited, and we were living in California at this time. And my mama brought us by my aunt's house in Los Angeles. We went to Waldron is my aunt. And so I was riding it down the street, showing them that I could ride it, my aunt and all my cousins. And lo and behold, a dog came out of a house, actually from across the street. He shot out of the house. Now, he was a little dog. Don't laugh, he was a Chihuahua. But I was a little girl. I was 7 years old, and he came out, barking and everything. And I'm trying to just keep riding up the street back to the house, and he went for my ankles, my feet, and knocked me down. Now, again, I was a little girl, and he jumped for my neck. I guess he was going for the jugular. All I know is this dog was attacking me, and I had to grab the dog, and we were rolling down the street. Meanwhile, my aunt, she's deceased now, but bless her heart, my aunt was just like my mom. That's my mama's sister, so, it was just like we were her kids. She was coming down the street with a pitchfork, and her children, they all had something, some kind of gardening tool, and they were going to kill that little dog because he was attacking me. And they did get the dog off of me. However, that experience was trauma. It was traumatic for me. And it left me forever just petrified of dogs. To this day, I'm 53 years old. I'm still petrified of dogs. And it's amazing what fear can do to you. It handicaps you. It paralyzes you. It freezes you. It makes you not be able to function. That's an awful feeling, a terrible feeling. And although that's my fear, people are afraid all the time in many ways for many things. And it may not be a dog attack, or might not be anything as traumatic as that. But if you're afraid, you're afraid. And fear will do the same thing. Some people are afraid of relationships. They're afraid of people. They might have been hurt by people. They're afraid to do well. They're afraid to do bad. Whatever. They are afraid. And unfortunately, when fear is kept unchecked, it will keep you from doing the things that you can do. Okay, those dogs kept me in the house until somebody ran the dogs away. Today, however, the dog's still out there. I told myself, you're not going to be afraid. You're going to get out. We went somewhere. You're going to get out of this car and you're going to walk in your house like a normal person. You're not going to let these little dogs petrify you. And I did. I was able to come into the house without running and screaming, howling and acting crazy. But you have to do that. You have to come to a point where you say, wait a minute, I'm not going to let this fear do this to me. Sometimes it's justified. I'm not saying that a dog will never attack again, but these dogs really are harmless. And I can't let what that dog did me dictate what goes on right now at 53 years old, So, what fears are you facing? And that's the key word, facing. You have to face it. You cannot control or you cannot change anything if you're not willing to confront it. So if there's something that you're afraid of, ask yourself why. And what can you do to overcome that? The biggest thing is to pray and ask God to bring you through it, because He can. Because you don't want to go through life continually being handicapped by fear. You cannot let fear continue to keep you from the things that God has for you. So I say to you today, rise above your fear. Yes, you can. Stop telling me you can't. Don't tell yourself that you can. It don't matter what you tell me. But don't tell yourself that you can't do something. Don't tell yourself that you're afraid. What's on the other side of the fear? Ask yourself that. What's going to happen if you walk through that? What's going to happen? Trust God. Put it in God's hand, and He can lead and guide you. And that might be, it might take a process. That might be the first step. But you got to take the first step. You have to do it. And if you need to talk to somebody who could get you through it, do that. It's okay. People can help you. If you need professional help, get it. It's there for you. Okay? But bottom line, put it in God's hand and trust that He will lead you through. Don't let fear hold you back. Okay? God bless you. This is Carla Next with today's inspiration.